In recent history, Nagorno-Karabakh has seen the first Nagorno-Karabakh War in the 1990s and the second Nagorno-Karabakh War in 2020. These wars collectively killed thousands of soldiers and displaced upwards of 1 million people. Ahead of Azerbaijan's September assault on Nagorno-Karabakh impeded access of humanitarian assistance through the Lachen corridor, ushered in a devastating crisis for ethnic Armenians. Following Azerbaijan's decision to retake Nagorno-Karabakh by deadly force, a mass exodus of over 100,000 ethnic Armenians fled into Armenia. These people are now destitute and are wholly dependent on international humanitarian aid. Despite Azerbaijan's assurance to reintegrate the ethnic Armenians in a way that fully respects their rights, the lack of trust on both sides will make this exceedingly difficult. I want to say publicly here that the U.S. Congress will be watching Azerbaijan closely to ensure that it upholds its obligations to respect the human rights and the fundamental freedoms of the residents of Nagorno-Karabakh. What matters most now is where we go from here. We need to appeal for a lasting peace, which will afford the people of Armenia and Azerbaijan a better life. I want to understand how this administration is working with the international community to bring Armenia and Azerbaijan to the negotiating table. I also hope that our witnesses will address how the administration is working to ensure such a comprehensive peace will deal a blow to Russian malign influence and the growing Russia and Iran nexus that seeks to exploit the South Caucasus. With over 100,000 ethnic Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh now living as refugees in Armenia, we cannot afford to look away from the region or be distracted by other conflicts proliferating across the globe. I was encouraged to hear Administrator Power's announcement of $11.5 million in assistance following the September 19th escalation. And I will ask the witnesses to detail how this aid is being put to use to address urgent humanitarian needs of the ethnic Armenians that fled to Armenia, as well as those few that remain in and around Nagorno-Karabakh. Most importantly, I also want to understand what message the Biden administration is sending to President Aliyev about refraining from any further use of deadly force. I was extremely disappointed that Baku abandoned the active diplomatic efforts to settle the Nagorno-Karabakh issue and instead chose to retake the region by force. This only exacerbated the lack of trust between both sides. I hope our witnesses today will explain how they are communicating to President Aliyev and that the use of force against sovereign Armenian territory, including in the Sunak province, would be completely and totally unacceptable. It is my hope that one day the region will see true, lasting peace, free from Russian and Iranian malign influence. That is what the people of these two countries deserve. I thank our witnesses for being here today, and we look forward to your testimony.